Silence is the ultimate shield for a noble soul. When words strike, do not become the target. Today, we learn to turn venom into strength.
You are sitting in the dim glow of your smartphone, the blue light etching the lines of frustration deeper into your face. You just read it, the comment, the email, the message that was designed to cut. Or perhaps it happened earlier today in the physical world. A dismissive remark in the boardroom, a sneer from someone you once respected, a family member who knows exactly where your insecurities lie and decided to press down hard. In an instant, your physiology betrays you. Your heart hammers against your ribs like a trapped bird. Your skin flushes. The internal monologue begins, a frantic, looping rehearsal of all the things you should have said, the ways you could have crushed them with your own wit. You are, in every sense of the word, a prisoner. You are no longer the master of your own house. You have handed the keys to a stranger, a critic, or an enemy. This is the modern crisis of the spirit. We live in a world that is louder than ever, where disrespect is the primary currency of digital and social interaction. We have been conditioned to believe that our worth is a fluctuating stock price, dictated by the opinions of people who do not know our hearts, our struggles, or our names. We are suffering from an epidemic of fragility. Every slight is treated as a trauma, every insult as a wound. We spend our lives in a defensive crouch, waiting for the next blow to land. But why? Why does a vibration in the air or a sequence of pixels have the power to ruin your sleep? Why do we allow the ignorant to dictate the weather of our souls? We are at a breaking point where if we do not learn to handle the inevitable disrespect of the world, we will be ground into dust by its relentless friction. You feel small because you have allowed yourself to be measured by a broken yardstick. You are exhausted because you are fighting a war on 1,000 fronts, trying to defend a reputation that was never yours to begin with. Millennia ago, in the bustling, often brutal streets of the Roman Empire, a man lived who understood the mechanics of this prison better than anyone. He was not a general or a king, at least not at first. He was a slave. His name was Epictetus. Imagine a life where disrespect was not an occasional occurrence, but your legal status. He was a body to be commanded, a voice to be silenced. His master, Epaphroditus, was a man of legendary cruelty. The story is told that one day, in a fit of senseless violence, the master began to twist Epictetus's leg. The philosopher did not scream. He did not beg for mercy. He looked his tormentor in the eye and said, with a calm that must have been terrifying, "You will break my leg." When the bone finally snapped, Epictetus merely remarked, "Did I not tell you that you would break it?" He did not harbor a decade of resentment. He did not write letters of complaint. He understood a doctrine that would eventually become the cornerstone of Stoic thought, the absolute distinction between what is ours and what is not. Epictetus taught that your body, your property, and your reputation are not truly yours. They are subject to the whims of fate and the malice of others. But your mind, your prohairesis, your faculty of choice, that is yours alone. No emperor can touch it. No master can chain it. He realized that the person who insults you is like a man trying to punch the sea. The sea does not feel the blow. It simply absorbs it and remains the sea. The Roman elite, including the future emperor Marcus Aurelius, would eventually flock to hear this former slave speak. Why? because he possessed a freedom they could not buy with all the gold in the treasury. He taught that we are not disturbed by things, but by the views we take of them. If someone calls you a failure and you feel hurt, it is not their words that hurt you, but your own agreement with their assessment. You have joined their side against yourself. Epictetus offered a radical path: to become a mountain that the wind of public opinion can never move. Salt into fuel, we must explore the architecture of the Stoic mind, starting with the metaphor of the inner citadel. Imagine that within you there is a fortress built of solid granite. This is the seat of your reason. The world outside is a chaotic battlefield. People are shouting, hurling stones, and setting fires. As long as you remain within the citadel, you are safe. The only way the enemy can enter is if you, the commander, open the gates and invite them in. When you take offense, you are essentially lowering the drawbridge and welcoming the enemy to burn your halls. Stoic logic dictates that an insult is a preferred indifferent, or, more accurately, an external event that has no moral value until you assign one to it. Consider the archer. The archer's goal is to shoot excellently. He chooses the best bow. He aligns his sights. He breathes, and he releases. But once the arrow leaves the string, his control ends. The wind may blow, the target may move, or a bird may intervene. If the archer is wise, his self-worth is tied to the quality of his shot, not the hitting of the bullseye. Your character is the shot. The way people treat you is the target. If you shoot with excellence and the world responds with disrespect, the excellence of your shot remains unchanged. The disrespect is simply the wind. It is data. It is information about the wind, not about the archer. Furthermore, the Stoics viewed an insult as a form of fuel, a materia, for the exercise of virtue. Without an enemy, how can you practice courage? Without an insult, how can you practice patience? Without a critic, how can you practice self-honesty? Every time someone tries to belittle you, they are providing you with a high-intensity training session. They are the resistance on the weight bar. They are the heat that tempers the steel. If you can stand in the face of a screaming detractor and feel nothing but a calm curiosity, you have achieved a level of power that no promotion or praise could ever give you. You are using their negativity as the very energy required to harden your own character. You are not just enduring the insult, you are welcoming it as a necessary part of your evolution. The logic is impenetrable. If the insult is true, learn from it. If the insult is false, it is a lie. And why should a man of reason be troubled by a lie told by a fool? Now let us speak plainly, for the truth is often uncomfortable. The reason you are bleeding right now is not because of the other person's cruelty. It is because of your own vanity. You are hurt because you have a bloated, fragile ego that believes it is entitled to the respect of everyone it encounters. You are walking through the world like a man with no skin, complaining that everyone who brushes past you is trying to kill you. The reality is that most people are not even thinking about you. They are lost in their own clouds of insecurity, their own fears, and their own failures. When they lash out at you, they are not describing you, they are narrating their own internal agony. And yet, you take it personally. You crave the approval of people you don't even like. Think about that for a moment. You are devastated by the opinion of a person whose life you would never want to lead. This is a form of madness. You are playing the victim because it is easier than taking responsibility for your own emotional state. It is easier to point the finger and say, "They made me angry," than to admit, "I was too weak to stay centered." Stoicism demands that you kill the part of you that wants to be liked. It demands that you become a ghost to the opinions of the crowd. If you are offended, it is a confession of your own perceived inadequacy. If you were truly confident in your value, the words of a critic would move you no more than the buzzing of a fly. You are currently a slave to every person who has an internet connection or a loud voice. You have given them the remote control to your heart, and you are upset when they press the buttons. It is time to take the remote back. It is time to realize that your need for validation is a leash, and you are the one who put it around your own neck. Stop asking for the world to be kind. Start being so resilient that the world's unkindness becomes your greatest advantage. The time for theory is over. Philosophy is not a spectator sport. It is a way of living. If you want to transform your life, you must begin with a single, decisive action. Here is your 24-hour challenge. From this moment until this time tomorrow, you will adopt the practice of radical non-reaction. You will go through your day as if you are a scientist observing a distant species. When you encounter disrespect, whether it is a subtle dig from a colleague, a rude driver, or a stinging comment online, you will not respond. You will not defend yourself. You will not explain your position. You will simply pause. In that pause, you will say to yourself, "This is their business, not mine." You will feel the heat of the anger rise, and you will watch it dissipate like steam. Your goal is to remain as unshakable as a statue in a town square. Let the birds land on you. Let the rain fall on you. Let the vandals shout at you. You remain stone. Do not even allow yourself the luxury of internal grumbling. If you feel the need to win the argument in your head, you have already lost. For 24 hours, your silence will be your power. You will find that by refusing to fuel the fire of the insult, the fire burns out, and you are left with the energy you would have wasted on conflict. This energy is now yours to use for your own work, your own growth, and your own peace. This is the foundation of the fortress. Once you have mastered the art of not reacting to others, you will be ready for the even greater challenge, mastering the chaos within yourself.